A continuación os dejo con la presentación que ha tenido lugar en el circuito de G del RB10 de Red Bull Racing.
At night and hope that I will dream to get me out this place and onto better things. Because I tried so hard and got so far to let this slip away, and I refuse to let someone put out my flame. You gotta try much harder, hold me underwater, and you can make it darker. I will burn it all up, 'cause I'm a fire starter. At night and hope that I will dream to get me out this place and onto better things. Because I tried so hard.
A continuación vamos con las entrevistas que han hecho los dos pilotos de Red Bull. Empezamos por el alemán tetracampeón del mundo Sebastian Vettel.
Obviously big change for all the teams, including ourselves. I think the last couple of years we always knew kind of what to expect, which is very different this year. Therefore I think it's difficult to have any sorts of expectations. I think the most important is once we get going to understand the car, to understand what it needs, and then hopefully build on to that. So at the moment I would say expectations are fairly low, but surely once you realize that you got a good car, hopefully you want to make sure you race in the same area as we did the last 4 years. Generally you always try to prepare as much as you can. This year obviously with so many new challenges it's a little bit difficult to prepare for the unknown, but you try to understand as much as possible before you start. At the moment it might be a little bit more guessing rather than knowing what is coming, because we haven't driven it with the new engine, we haven't driven the new car, so we try to obviously prepare as much as we can, and we'll find out more after the first couple of tests and after the first Grand Prix. I think because of the big changes, the drivers will have to adapt their driving style. You will have to watch after, look after the car, look after your fuel situation. So it might be a little bit different in the races compared to what we used to. I think everybody will get used to it, but surely it will take some time to adapt. And certainly if you look across the weekend, it will require the driver to simply adapt to what needs to be done. For sure in qualifying you will try to go as fast as possible, whereas in the race, given on the situation, who you race, where you are in the race, you'll have to save fuel, prepare and attack maybe laps in advance, so we'll see. Being a part of the team, you realize how big the changes are that we will face for this season. And as always, the bigger the changes, the more time for everybody, drivers, engineers, people in the factory, etc., to adapt new challenges. And therefore, I think we will probably see more retirements than that we're used to in the past, because obviously we understood the cars fairly well. That's for all the teams, and now everything is new. So I think that mistakes will happen for everyone. The question is who does the least mistakes, and obviously the target is not to do the same mistakes twice. But surely we'll all have to learn, and therefore there will be things happening, I'm sure. But I think it's normal after such a big change. Well, I think generally everything is possible, but obviously we are on an incredible run, winning the last 4 titles consecutively. Obviously, we try to do it again this year to make it 5, just like Michael did. But as I said, at the moment the expectations are fairly low because we don't know what's coming, and I think it's a little bit the same for all the other teams. So surely we had a good run, but now it's a complete blank sheet of paper. So we'll have to wait and see. Wait the first couple of races, see where we are, see how big the trouble is for us and the others, and then we go from there. Well, I'm really looking forward to race against Daniel in the same team. Obviously, we have a little bit a similar background coming from the Red Bull family from early on in our career, and I think it's nice for him to get the chance, and I'm sure he will try his best to give me a hard time. Obviously know him a little bit, but surely we'll get to know him a lot more this year. I think having a new teammate generally doesn't really change that much. In the end, it's a different name, a different guy, but I think the team is used to obviously to work with different drivers, and surely the first year might be difficult for him, for the team, just to get to know each other. So I might have a little bit of an advantage there, but on the other hand, he's very talented, he's very bright, so I'm sure he will adapt very quickly, and as much as I know the team, they will help him as much as possible, so that in the end we are the strongest team that we can be. It's not fair to pick a best moment. Obviously, I had now 5 seasons with Red Bull Racing. 4 incredible ones where we won the championship, but also our first one was very incredible. So I think there's a couple of moments that stand out. The first win in China, weather was miserable, but we had a 1-2 finish, and it was the first win for the team. Only my second win. So if you look back to the day, it just was incredible. Everybody was jumping up and down and for hours, and it was really, really cool. Winning the first time in Monaco with Mark. At the time, I finished second, but generally, I think the Monaco Grand Prix for every driver and for every team is something very, very special. And I remember everybody jumped in the pool straight after. So winning the championship in Abu Dhabi, or generally sealing the championship the last 4 years, was always very special, and we had some very good time afterwards. Doesn't matter where, Abu Dhabi or karaoke bar in Japan. So there's a lot of memories that will stay there forever. Obviously, you've been in that situation where you come back after the break, and you get to meet the people again, and you have a look at the car, the new car. But this year, obviously, it's a very different look. The car looks very different, especially underneath. So there's a lot going on. I think the technology behind is really, really complex. So I think for all the engineers, it's very difficult to understand everything because everything is linked. For the drivers, even harder because we haven't been to school so long. So, but it's fascinating to see how everything works, and to understand a little bit how things come together. But obviously, it's a lot more work for the mechanics. It's a lot more complex for everyone that works on the car. So, it's a very big challenge. At the moment, I think it's difficult to predict, but we'll see when we get to the first race. Yeah, obviously we all had the opportunity for our future to pick our number. I'm very happy to go into the season with number 1 because obviously that means that we won the championship the year before. But other than that, I picked number 5. Very simple, because first time I won the championship in Formula 1, I had number 5 on the car. Generally number 5 I think was very successful in Formula 1. Nigel won the championship, Michael won the championship with number 5. And I have a very good memory to number 5 on my go-kart. I had a very, very good season back in 2001 with a lot of wins. So I just seem to like the history of number 5.
Ahora es el turno del nuevo fichaje de Red Bull, Daniel Ricciardo.
I think the season ahead is going to be, very challenging, but very exciting. It's something I've been looking forward to for a few months now, that's for sure. My whole life in a way as well. But for me, it's another big step in my career. But with all the rule changes, for the team as well, it's, exploring new grounds. So challenging for everyone, but I'm sure we're all ready and excited. It's a good time to, I think, change team and come in with all the, the other changes happening in F1, in 2014. So it's I think probably going to level things out and give me, the best chance possible to shine, I hope. I'm really excited to be alongside Seb this year. He's achieved so much in so little time as well. But to be a 4-time world champion, no matter what the circumstance, no matter how long he's been doing it, is an amazing thing. And I have a lot of respect for that and a lot of respect for him. So I'm just really looking forward to learning as much as I can and hopefully, challenging him. Of course, I want to try and get some success. But to do that, firstly, I have to respect him and then go forward from there. Seb and I were both part of the Red Bull Junior team. We came up, from a pretty young age in the Red Bull program, and so through that we spent some time together, even a little bit before F1. But we've done a bit, a few dinners, a few functions here and there. But I'm sure we'll get to know each other a bit better this year. So the honey badger, I have it on my crash helmet. Yeah, it's an animal I discovered a few years ago. It's known to be probably the most fearless animal in the animal kingdom. So it's very, you look at it and some pictures of it look quite cute and cuddly, and it seems pretty laid back. But as soon as it wants something, or someone crosses his territory in a way he doesn't like, he turns into a bit of a savage, and he'll go after anything. He'll go after pythons, tigers, whatever it can. So he turns very quickly, but he's a good guy. Definitely, prepared and excited for Australia. It's going to be, I'm sure something like I've never experienced before. Now being the sole Australian driver and moving up to the top team on the grid, there's going to be, even more attention around me. I'm aware of that, but I just have to use it to my advantage. There's going to be a lot of positive energy, I'm sure, and I have to surround that with myself and then use it on track. So looking forward to it all. Expectations is honestly not really a word I like or like to use so much. I think the way I see it is, instead of having expectations, I don't want any regrets. So I want to finish the year, hopefully with some victories. That would be great. But just to leave everything on the table. That's my aim. Number 3 on my car. It was the first number given to me when I started racing. So when I applied at my local kart club, they sent back in the mail, my my karting license and the number 3, and then it just stayed with me pretty much all through karting. And I was also a fan of Dale Earnhardt. He was very famous for his number 3 in NASCAR for many years. So yeah, there's a few things going for it which I'm happy about. I saw the new car today, all the team around it. It was an exciting moment, definitely. You know, it gives me a little bit of goosebumps, you know, knowing that now that ex-world champion, you know, winning car is mine to use to my full potential this year. So that's very exciting, and yeah, definitely a proud moment.